The cashless society is now approaching.
What is a cashless society? What does it actually mean in a literal or high-level sense?
Money will become like these, relics of a different age, and will only be found in places like this. In other words, hard cash will disappear. It will become electronic, transferred by things like these.
Then Tracy is in Beijing to show us what a nearly cashless society actually looks like. Ben, good morning.
Mobile payment transactions in China reached a cumulative total of 277.4 trillion RMB in 2018, ranking #1 in the world, according to the recently released statistical report on internet development in China. As of June 2019, online payment users in the country reached 633 million. The cashless society is now approaching.
When's the last time you paid with cash? Well, chances are cash has taken a backseat to the plastic in your wallet and smartphone pay apps.
Denver 7's Ryan Luby explains the digital pay revolution and why not everyone is on board.
The cashless society, the cashless society.
The cashless society.
The cashless society is now approaching.
The cashless society.
Alright, Cashless Society here again today with another video on the inevitable world of digital assets. And I noticed that I was at 120 subscribers as of today, so I really appreciate that. Anybody liking, subscribing, sharing my videos, commenting, I appreciate it. Obviously it helps grow the channel, and it motivates me. You know, I like to see progress being made. You know, my goal is just to get as many people as I possibly can together and, you know, form a community. We can, you know, just move along through this next imminent bull cycle together. That's what I'm looking to do. So quick video today on basically where I think we're at in the market cycle. I've had a lot of people ask me, is Bitcoin going to go down to 6K? Is it going to go to 4K? You know, when is it going to break out? Is it going to 15,000? Who knows? Sometimes it can just go sideways, and that's basically part of the consolidation phase. But what I really think we're at, you know, is the disbelief portion of the market cycle. I'm not sure if you've seen this Wall Street cheat sheet. I'm sure maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But I'm telling you, this thing works. You know, I've went through every single one of these phases, and this euphoria phase, this is legit, man. I'm telling you, during this period of time, I really did feel like I was a genius and that I was gonna be rich. While at the same time, right before that, you know, I had sold out and just basically took a large portion out just to make sure to you know, get rid of some risk. And then within a month, I completely forgot about losing all of that I had basically had invested because of this euphoria. So, I mean, this stuff is real. But right now, 100%, we're right here down at this disbelief phase. It's kind of like people see it going up, but they just don't want to believe it because they don't want to get hurt again. They don't want to feel all this other stuff that they just felt. The anxiety, the denial, panic, anger, depression. The disbelief comes next because you see it going up, but you're like, yeah, well, I'm not going to set myself up for failure with all this. In reality, a lot of people right now, this is what they really feel like, you know, depression, deeper depression, rector, ultimate rector, just all the way down. This one's pretty funny, but yeah, this is like the crypto Wall Street cheat sheet, I would say. It just never stops going down. But anyway, so historically speaking, I'll tell you right now where I think we are at. I think we're right here. This is the bottom in 2015, and you know, back here, I guarantee you, everyone was like, "Oh, we're about to dump. We're going back to 200," but it didn't. You know, it just drug on forever, bores everyone to death, and people maybe start selling their positions, getting out, getting disinterested, and then all of a sudden it pops up, almost makes a new high. And then it just starts going from there, and it really accelerates. And that's going to happen again. And honestly, I've pointed this out before, and I'm going to show you a video. Basically, my first video I made on YouTube was talking about this. We're seeing very similar price action to 2015 for some reason right here. Definitely wasn't any kind of pandemic or anything, but Bitcoin dumped. I mean, it dumped here, and then in August, it just dumped again, all the way down to 150 really quick. Then it massive wake up, and then it just, consolidated and started going up. And I think that's exactly what is happening right here. If you see, I mean, it's like almost the same exact thing. Massive candle down, wick up, and then obviously we didn't consolidate here. Instead, we came up and we're consolidating here. But either way, there was a quick recovery and then slow consolidation. And the video I made, first one I made, let's take a look at it real quick, kind of showing a pattern in the bottom and how we're seeing it right now in all major altcoins. And it's still playing out almost like I had explained, and I made this video back in March. So let's take a look. I did notice that I've seen the same pattern happening right now in the majority of major altcoins. As you can see right here, Ethereum, we have almost the same thing going on. Quick dip down, all right, double top style, and then it just comes back up to support right where it was at and just really takes off. And that was really the start of the next bull run in 2015 for Bitcoin. As you can see here, it just started stair-stepping up and took off from there. So I think that we're really at that point. Right now, I would want to be positioned in altcoins mostly. I think alts are going to move a lot faster than Bitcoin heading into this year. I think by the end of 2021, that should really be your target time frame before you really want to start making any sells, unless you've been in forever and you need to get out and cover some debt or something like that. But yeah, as you can see, Ethereum's doing this pattern. I got Bitcoin Cash here doing almost the same exact pattern. Double top, comes down, finds support. Same thing with Neo, almost identical. Alright, so let's take a look at a couple of those charts now, just to see how they're doing. Obviously, that was in March. So, I was thinking Ethereum would kind of just consolidate right here around 150-ish, and then pop up. But it's doing it here instead. It ran up. I think it's just going to keep consolidating here, and then probably run up to $500 by end of September. Who knows if I'm right, but you can see here where I'm forming that argument from. I'm not just pulling numbers out of the hat. Neo's kind of doing the same exact thing. So, yeah, I mean, things are lining up kind of exactly how I anticipated it. So no, I don't think we're going down. I honestly don't really care what's going on in the global economy right now. Even if the stock market did crash, I don't think it's going to affect crypto. I mean, it might temporarily, but it would recover, in my opinion. And I honestly don't know if we're going to see the stock market crash that everyone's anticipating right now, because it's too obvious, right? If everyone really thought that this was coming, then the market would have already dumped. I mean, it usually does the opposite of what everyone's thinking. With that being said, it only makes sense that the market would crash because numbers don't make sense for the economy right now, for the stock market to be making new highs. But at the same time, they are continuously printing money. They've already said that they will go negative if they have to with the interest rates. And then also, I do think that crypto is the difference maker here. Last market cycle, or 2008 crisis, we didn't have crypto. And they specifically, regardless of what you believe or not, they specifically made cryptocurrency and digital assets because of the last crisis. To me, it's no coincidence at all that Bitcoin was released right after the recovery. The white paper came out in 2009. And to me, maybe like a little proof of concept. What does distributed ledger technology look like if released into the open world? Let's test it. And then you got XRP, you got Ethereum. I think there's so much more to the story than some mystery man named Satoshi Nakamoto. If you ask me my honest opinion, that story is kind of childish to this point. I think that Satoshi has to be some group of people. I don't think any one person would have kept it such a secret, and also would have not had access to the remaining 2 something million Bitcoins that are just in storage. No, I mean, if somebody actually created that, I don't want to get off on a tangent, but I think that he would have long ago moved those. I think they're tucked away on purpose. So, but anyway, a lot off topic there. But yeah, personal opinion. We're right here in the Bitcoin cycle right now. And it's only up from here, in my opinion. As you can see, from this dip in August all the way to May. This took almost a year. 280 days before it moved up again. So it doesn't have to go down. It doesn't have to go up. It can just sit right here and coast for months. Well, 280 days, that would put us all the way to December from where it dipped down before it moved up. And I could see that, as you see right here. I still have my price targets. 17,000 by the end of the year. Think we could fall somewhere in there. 50,000 by summer, or this time next year, and then 100,000 by the end of the year. I think those are realistic targets. I also don't think that this next market cycle has to be only 4 years and then another crash. I think it could maybe not even reach these goals that fast, but could be more prolonged and last all the way to the end of 2023 potentially, and run all the way up into this 300,000, 500,000 area. Just be prolonged. It could happen that way. I'll give you one example real quick of why I say that. I'll show you a stock that I believe did such a thing. So, Microsoft. Coming out of its early years, obviously the chart doesn't look identical. Let's put it on the monthly real quick. So, when it finally hit, it had its quick run-ups like Bitcoin essentially into the dot-com bubble. And then, it took years to get back to a new high. Look, let's see how long. Literally took 6,243 days before it made a new high. And now that's where it's at right now, off of this run-up. So, I mean, you could have one of these prolonged, essentially we're like right here in the Bitcoin cycle. So, I mean, it's not going to last 6,000 days, but it could be longer than the last cycle is my main point. I know this chart doesn't look identical, but, I just see patterns in charts, and I thought Microsoft looks kind of similar to what Bitcoin's doing right now. But let's see. Yeah, I don't know if you kind of see what I mean there. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you right now. This thing could it could take longer than expected to get back to all-time highs and continue, but it also could last longer in the bull market. The only difference there is the halving. Unlike the stock market, no stocks have programmed deflation, essentially. They do have stock splits and everything like that, reverse splits, but it's not written in code. So, but yeah, that's all I got for you today. Thanks again for watching. As always, please like, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.